Welcome to the Civil War Guru Show. And today, as part of our Unsung Heroes series, we're featuring a gentleman called Thomas Glen out of Charleston, South Carolina. Behind me here we have his musketoon, his two-barrel band infield. This infield has some modifications on it. And we'll get to it when our cameraman gets up here and gets close on it. It's got a fixed rear sight. It's got a Richmond style pinch sight on the front. But what's unique about this particular musketoon is that it is ID'd. It's ID'd to Corporal Thomas. And we'll spin it around, it's on the back, and let you get a close-up of the ID on it. ID muskets are extremely hard to find, and especially one of this particular caliber, being a small musketoon, as they were hard used. And we'll talk about Thomas Glen here in just a second. And I'll let the cameraman get up close to this. These things that are ID'd and without any question will command twice to three times what a normal, just two-barrel band musketoon would bring in an infield. And as you know, infields were imported by both the North and the South. And this was dated 1861. This was brought in through the South. And you know, these things were used daily. And they have field repairs and they have different little things going on with it. This is kind of neat. It's an untouched one. So I'm going to let him get up close and get some good photos of it here where you can view it. And I'll give you a little more of the story of Thomas Glen. So we're going to move the camera and we'll continue the story. Okay, now we're moved up close on the little musketoon, and let's talk about our friend here, Thomas Glen. Thomas Glen joined the 1st Regiment of the Provisional Army that was organized in Richmond, Virginia in August of 1861. And all these men were from the South Carolina area. And it was the 1st South Carolina, is what they called it. This was a 6-month command, because they all thought the war was only going to last 6 months. And then they were mustered out in late July the following year, and they categorized these guys, and these guys stayed in the 1st Provisional Army of the Confederacy. So this particular guy, he fought every battle. I mean, it's hard to believe that in the Army of Northern Virginia, of all the battles, this gentleman survived. Let me just read some of the battles to you. He fought at 7 Days, Cold Harbor, Petersburg. He fought at the 7 Days battle, 2nd Manassas, Ox Hill, Sharpsburg, Fredericksburg, Chancellorsville, and of course, Gettysburg. And then after that, the Wilderness in Spotsylvania. And he was there for the surrender at Appomattox. You know, it's hard to find what we call survivor guns. And this particular gun is a survivor, just like the gentleman that carried it. And he lived a long life afterwards. And these little privates and corporals that bore the blunt of all the fighting. And these guys come back hardened. And they came back to the South that had been decimated. And so these guys had a tough life. But he bounced back. He had a family, and he lived a long, good life. And these are part of the unsung heroes that you never hear of. But this is his particular musketoon, and I hope you enjoy it. And we're going to, like I say, get some good close-ups of it. We'll get to where it's ID'd on the back. And this thing, you know, it has an expensive value. These things will bring $4,500 to $5,500, especially when they fought at all the battles, including Gettysburg. This is a desirable, wonderful piece, and I hope you enjoy it. So from the Civil War Guru, have a great day.